Chet, let me give you two examples. The first example is one that people are awfully familiar with in the factory, and that would be 5S. Now, 5S, I think, is most often mistakenly transferred directly from the factory to the office. And you end up with these absurd things where you've got 5S police walking around and making sure that you don't have sweaters on the backs of chairs, or you have only the right size family photos and only one of them on your desk. That's not 5S. That's absurd. What we really are trying to do when it comes to 5S for an office worker and for an individual office worker, a knowledge worker, is apply 5S to information. What we're trying to do is make all the information you use easily and quickly accessible. When you think about it, you probably spend an awful lot of time searching for information, perhaps in piles of paper on your desk or on the credenza. Maybe you're scrolling through your inbox looking for an email that was really important that you can't find. Or perhaps you're looking through all your various folders on your computer. That is not 5S. And if you added up all the time that you spend looking for information, you would see that's just as absurd as looking for tools, for wrenches, for screwdrivers, for hammers, for torches, things like this. So that's one example. Another example, and one that's very closely related, is visual management. If you think about, again, a classic lean organization of a factory or a shop floor, you see visible management signs everywhere. If you take a look at the average knowledge worker's office, though, all the information, all the work in process, everything is buried. It's buried in computer files, it's buried on papers on the desk, and there's no real clear visible recognition or control over what's being done, at what time, and when it's due. And as a result, that leads people to often get distracted by the next shiny object or a fire that needs to be put out because they can't see what they're supposed to be doing. And what you really want to do is bring visual controls. Why is there no visible representation of the course of a budget close for the month end or quarter end or year end? Why is there no visible representation of where you are in the product development process? It is a process. A lot of the knowledge is resident in PDFs or JPEGs or things like this, but why can't we see it? Why don't we know where we are? If you think about bringing visual controls to that sort of process, what you end up with are processes that run on time, that are less stressful, and ones in which when you have an abnormal condition, you can spot it more easily. So those are two examples of how you can apply lean principles from the factory or the shop floor to the office.
But Dan, there's a lot of information out there on how to improve our personal productivity. So what's the difference between this approach, this lean approach, and some of the more traditional classes or books that are on the market?
Chet, there are similarities and there are differences. To be sure, you will find some of the same core ideas in a traditional time management book or personal efficiency book and my book. One of the things that I've tried to do is couch those ideas, those common ideas, in the language of lean, so that you don't have to go into your office and say, okay everyone, we're going to learn about lean today, of flow and pull and visual management and pursuing perfection and continuous improvement. Oh, and by the way, let's learn this new vocabulary for personal efficiency. Why not bring them together? And in fact, the title of my book, A Factory of One, is really a metaphor. You are a factory. And the lean tools that you can use in a factory or a production shop in order to improve efficiency are the same ones that you can use because you are a factory, a small factory, a factory of one. You take raw materials, which in this case is information and data, and turn it into knowledge. So one thing I've done differently is to put it in a language that people that are familiar with lean can understand, so it fits seamlessly. Now, the difference is that I'm really focused on looking at root cause problems and root cause problem solving. A lot of personal efficiency books will say, don't check email, for example. Well, that's all well and good, but wouldn't it be better to figure out, or they'll teach you how to handle your email better. You can be an email ninja. Well, wouldn't it be better if you could eliminate the email or reduce the volume of email coming to you in the first place? That's what I'm focused on. And I believe that applying root cause problem solving to these personal efficiency ideas will result in a more durable, more sustainable improvement that will lead to benefits both for the company and for you.